Oh, it is great to be back on another Thursday. Had to take a show off, guys. School is getting intense. Like, I know I've mentioned it in our network chat, like, hey, teacher life going on, things like that. But I've had probably about, now that I'm actually counting the accurate number, probably about 15 events happening within the last week and a half. A lot of them being mine, others that I had to be a part of. And it's just, it's been so intense. Like, just go every single day. Like, last week I had a Monday field day, a Tuesday field day, and then I had a track meet for our kids. And then Thursday was an egg drop thing, which that happened during the school day. But then my mom's retirement was the next day and stuff like that. And then this week, same thing. It's been go. I mentioned that I may not have been on time, as we had this thing called Senior Walk, where all the schools procession into the football stadium and followed by all the seniors and stuff. So we did that walk real quick, and I was just able to get back in about 30 minutes before the show started.
Not like a bunch of elderly geriatrics.
No. No.
Oh, that's what I thought it was too.
Like, it's almost like they're send off to all the
senior walk.
Seniors, like the high school.
Taking them out for a walk.
School guys. I'm a teacher. I don't know if you knew that.
I know.
And then tomorrow, my mom's department at the school, which she works in child nutrition, they're doing a more like personal department retirement thing. So tomorrow after school, I have to go to that. One of the teachers want to have a here's to the summer party going on tomorrow, but we don't have summer for another 2 weeks. And then starts next week all the award ceremonies. So like,
remember when you got the summer off, you don't have to do anything?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, he still has that.
That'd be great.
God, well,
One day.
I had the summer off for about a year and a half ago, and now my kids are old enough to be home with us now, because one's not in daycare, or they're both not in daycare anymore. So, sorry, give me 1 second. I had to.
Yeah, you got to get them in camp or something.
Yeah. So the cool thing is right now is we signed them up. There's a university here, St. Mary's University. Their basketball program has a summer camp, and my son has magically fallen in love with the game of basketball, which I absolutely love because that's my game. And he's watched both of his favorite teams lose in the NBA playoffs right now. And it's just been, I was like, you got to learn somehow, man.
So if he's not a Leafs fan, he doesn't know real pain, all right? They haven't won a championship since 1967.
That sounds like the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow. Pretty much.
It's longer. I think the Cowboys won in the 90s, right?
It's not a competition. Who loses the
I mean,
most?
they won when
It's not a
VHS was still a
competition.
thing.
I'm saying give us a fucking win is what I'm saying. Longest drought in sports history. Hate to see it.
Oh, I love watching hockey though. Like I get so hyped during like Winter Olympics and stuff, and that's all I want to watch. I was
watching the highlights like of the Oilers game, and there was a fight, and I was like, "It's the best sport ever."
We used to have
and the refs
hockey.
just watch.
Yep, we used to have a hockey team here in an amateur league. They were called the Iguanas, and then they
Can't skate.
Yeah, they can't.
Yeah, and then they
Iguanas.
They bought a different team, sold them out, and they were called the Rampage. And then I don't know, 7-8 years ago, they got rid of that hockey team, so we don't have no hockey team now.
Yeah, I mean, it's everywhere here. So,
But we're not here to talk about sports, guys. How are y'all doing?
Thank God.
I'm.
Uh,
How are y'all? It's been a long time since I've been here.
yeah,
Oh,
man.
you were here
I'm,
last time, yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. I'm doing good. Actually have bought some figures, so that's cool. I felt inspired when I saw some fresh product at the ye old GameStop, which in Canada is actually a split off from
Oh my
GameStop
God.
US now, and it's being
getting
renamed
named.
EB Games again.
Oh my God, is it really?
Yeah.
That's
So-
legit.
You know, like the signs that like they like custom make that are lit up and everything.
Yeah.
They used to have all these EB games lit up that had that logo. They tore them
Yep.
all down, replaced them with GameStop signs, and now they're gonna go do that again.
Imagine that.
It's
But
hilarious. It's like,
it'd be dumber if it was still the same company that made the decision, but technically it's under new ownership. So it's not
I
as stupid
know,
as it would be if the same owners flip-flopped.
You know,
But yeah.
there's some collector out there who has an OG EB Games neon light sign,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Okay, I'm ready to sell. Let's go."
I think the real edgelord thing to do would have been going back to the real old logo and call it Electronics Boutique. That would have been the best thing they could do, but they're not brave enough.
that would have been actually pretty cool. Yeah. That I would have been more okay with, but whatever. Is if they're a pretty good store to go to. They're fun to
Yeah.
go to, so they have good stock. The Star
Yeah.
Wars stuff moves quickly though, so if you are interested in it, but I'm kind of, as you know, more out of that game. I cleared out my storage unit yesterday, so
That's awesome.
Impressive.
shelves are built and got display shelves built and storage shelves built, so it's all back. And now I've just got to sell more shit because there's just going through it all. I realized all this stuff. I definitely, how do I display it, and or what do I want to? So,
Dang,
But
what
yeah,
do you do with
it's-
all that money? Wow.
did go on vacation probably? Do like go to Disney? No, no, we'll go somewhere locally.
Okay,
Um,
thanks.
we'll like probably do this in Niagara Falls. They have this thing called the Great Wolf Lodge. You guys have it there too.
Yep.
That's kind of funny.
Basically, it's like a water park is built into the thing, and we had a blast there. We went there last year, and it wasn't crazy expensive, so I won't even spend all the money we make from it. But when it comes down to it, it's more of like just the space, and but man, I can open stuff every day for a little bit. So
Also,
funny you say that.
you're our new unboxing guy.
yeah, me and Dean need to do like a mass unboxing. I told him he needs to get all his Sonic figures, and I need to get all my Black Series and just open them all on stream.
It's
Nice.
awesome. Equan, man, how's it been?
I just got back from a vacation.
Been good
And-
then.
Oh yeah, dude. And then I had my neighbor watch out for all my packages to get everything. So like the next time I have like stacks of boxes I gotta unbox. I'm doing the reverse bad fish thing and like getting all this stuff in. Luckily I've only been tariffed on 3 of them due to Entertainment Earth, but the rest not so much. Amazon hasn't been charging me tariff prices yet. And speaking of Great Wolf Lodge, so I was able to get do the hospital here. They got us tickets, like discounted tickets for it. So I gotta find us time to go there within the next couple months to use them. We're probably gonna head over to
fun.
the Poconos for that one.
Well, that'd be cool.
And yeah, so we'll do that.
Go see some
and then-
NASCAR racing.
Pretty much. No, it's just that I don't know what's up with this Wolf Lodge thing, but like I'll see it on commercials and stuff, and then I have that regular ad base for Disney, and my kid would always see the Wolf Lodge commercial on Disney Plus. So now he's got it programmed into his mind that he wants to go to Wolf Lodge, and it all works out, I guess.
Dude, it's a blast. Like we went like the week that school started, so it was less busy, and there's so much stuff there for your kids to do. And if you're a kid at heart and you just like enjoy
Like
that
water
sort of
slides?
stuff too.
I
Yeah,
love
like
water
Yeah.
slides.
there's like 10 water slides, at least at the one we were at. There's like 10 or 12 water slides.
So
Pretty sure
We
they're
have
all
one-
similar layouts.
There's a Great Wolf Lodge. I think it's in Dallas, and there might be one. I can't remember if it's like Houston. I can't remember where, but we have one up in Austin, in Georgetown. It's called Kalahari. It's basically the same idea. You know, you check into the hotel, you go play at the water park, and
Dude, the
stuff for
water
the
park's
adults,
sick.
stuff for the.
Like they have all the slides, but then there's like basically like a jungle gym in the water park. Like the one we had, it was like monkey bars, like things like ropes and stuff you could swing. There was like pads they could jump on.
Yeah.
Like it's sick, dude. And so if your kid's a bit older, because our kid was only 2.5 at the time, only just turned 2, sorry. So like he could only really go in the basic areas, and then one of us would run off and try some of the slides, then
Nice.
because he couldn't go on any of the bigger water slides. So but yeah, we'd swap. And then there's like restaurants and stuff in the place, so you can eat you can stay like all on site.
premises, right? Yeah.
Some of them are a little overpriced, but like we found the one like the pizza place, it was like a regular price for a pizza, or the breakfast place was like an egg McMuffin kind of sandwich thing was like $5. It wasn't crazy.
It's not bad. So I officially have a vacation lined up. We are not going to Disney. But my wife and I, we will be going to Vegas mid-June-ish. Or I'm sorry, mid-July. And one of our favorite movies of all time, it's almost like a cornerstone of our relationship, is The Hangover. We just love that movie and stuff. And we always said that we would stay at Caesar's Palace. And I went early on in our marriage. We went one time because I had a basketball tournament that I was coaching and stuff. And we took a bus there. It was a nightmare. And then the head coach was like, yeah, stay one more day. And I was like, okay. So we flew back, and they took the team back on the bus, and we still beat them to San Antonio, which was kind of funny. But we are going to be at Caesar's Palace this time around, and she wants to go see Cirque du Soleil. I think we're going to. It's called I think it's called.
Yeah,
and then
the exotic one.
Yeah, and then my mother-in-law bought us tickets at I think it's Mandalay Bay or the Mirage. I can't remember if it's the Mirage or Mandalay, but we get to go see a taping of Jeopardy. So my mother-in-law, she bought us those tickets, and then we want to go to the Sphere to watch that show, and then we want to go to Allegiant Stadium, I believe it is, where WrestleMania was, and they have a whole tour of the football field and the locker rooms, and you get drinks and food and stuff like that. So we're gonna go do the touristy thing, and I need to see if that falls on a small talk. I need to look, but
Well, we didn't burn the place down last time. You know, you got to put yourself first, man.
Did y'all do a Canadian show? Was it a full on Canadian show or not this time?
No, we had Dean.
No.
So it's basically
Okay.
not a Canadian show if Dean's there, because
No.
like he comes out like Yosemite Sam, just blasting, you know, throws the vibe off.
You guys do the heart attack grill and everything.
Hits his, oh god, oh I forgot about the heart attack grill.
You gotta do that.
Gotta do that.
Make sure you finish your food, or you'll get spanked.
Oh, I want the spanking.
Jesus.
But
Dude,
there's
what the heck is a heart attack grill? It's just like a lot of food, I guess.
okay, so it's basically a restaurant where it's like beef on top of beef on top of beef on top of beef
I don't know
on
if I
top of
would
cheese
want
and
to
cheese
do
and
that.
cheese and cheese on top of more beef.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. I'm
was
not the
basic-
type of person to do that, though, I guess.
Yo,
It
the
was
Wall of
opened
Fame.
by
It's
it
the
was
Wall of Fame
opened
up there is
up,
deaths.
it was like a
It's a
I
memorial.
forgot what, I think it was a doc that no, it wasn't. It was basically a guy that gave up on people trying to stay healthy. So he's like, screw it. I'm gonna open up a restaurant where you can get as fat as possible, cover everything in lard, and then have my spokesperson, a 300-pound guy, a 350-pound guy. They can eat there as often as they like.
Yeah,
He's gone through several spokespeople because they keep dying
right.
due to coronary issues.
Jesus Christ.
But basically, they got the fattiest, most unhealthiest food over there.
And what happens is
Yeah.
you go there and they're all dressed in like nurses, like old retro nurses outfits
Okay,
and
so
doctor outfits and
I'd
stuff.
just rather go somewhere and just get a really nice steak and like really nice
Catfish.
really nice mashed potatoes and shit. Like,
I
okay,
think
so
this.
like Great
But they
Wolf
won't
Lodge,
spank you there.
I
They
spent
won't spank you.
$33 I think on a steak, and that was like a lot of money for me. It might have been a little bit more, but and it came with like this truffle macaroni and cheese. That shit was incredible, and I bet I probably enjoyed that meal more than like that. I think that's like I think you're better off going and finding just a really good steakhouse.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
are,
I-
but
So-
but you're missing the theater aspect of it, Badfish.
Yeah.
You know, you got the
There's no-
nurses.
yeah. Mhm.
They wheel you out in a wheelchair.
Can't
Yeah.
you?
They're
Can't you? Isn't there other things that that they do that are spectacle? Can't you go to like a dessert place that does a bunch of dessert instead? Don't they?
What
do
are they
that there,
called?
too?
There's a restaurant here. I don't know if it's a chain or not, but I haven't actually been down that way on the Riverwalk in a long time. But it's called Dick's, and every person there is like a really big asshole.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they just like shit on all your shit.
Nice.
But yeah, so I plan on hitting some card shops, some comic shops, stuff like that. I want to check that out. My wife already knows about that. I've been following Deep Pocket Monster for like the Pokemon stuff, and he did a Vegas trip, and there were certain shops that he stopped at. So I'm gonna try to hit a couple of those, and then we already did that whole gold and silver pawn shop for like the pawn shop on the History Channel. We did that last time. It was underwhelming. More souvenir stuff than it was actually like their vintage like collection that they advertise on the show and stuff. But anyway, guys, let's jump into some news and some good stuff. Before that, though, we do want to talk about our 75K giveaway. Can someone give me the exact number of where we're at right now really quick while we go through this? We've had some very generous donations and some very awesome figures come into our possession, I guess you could say, right? For the CW network. So we have this Bo-Katan coming up. We have the Mark 80, not 85. Which one is this? Mark? No, it is 85, right? It is Mark 85 Iron Man Hot Toys. And then the that who did
Maximum.
this? Maximum.
Yeah,
It's not Hot
who did
Toys.
that? Yeah.
Who did that? If that's
Wow.
Zach, I'm gonna
Maximum
be
Hot Toys.
so mad. But it
Yeah.
is a
Oh, I don't know.
maximum.
That's
It is a maximum
Marvel
Spider-Man.
Legends.
We are
Mark 50.
we are
That's
currently
what I was
almost
thinking
at we're almost at 74K right now.
Yeah.
74K.
0.8. Yeah.
73.8. So we have some details we'll talk about later on in the show on how you can enter to win this. Some are very, very specific. But that is going to be a maximum Spider-Man, not a Hot Toys Spider-Man. So please stay tuned for the updates on that. And really quick, before we go into new pickups, we do have several people in here. Toy Mafia coming in at number 1. Trevor Weeds here. King Dingaling. Jason Nelson. Sixth Scale Collector. Big Rib. Alvin J. Thank you guys for joining us and being with us on this Thursday. And don't forget to catch us on the replay if you did not catch us live on all of your favorite podcasting apps.
Yeah, shout out everyone out there.
Equan, I got you up first this time, man. What do you got here?
Oh, so to continue the comic series, I got a Dawkin, and then I found the Batman. I already have it, but I got a second one just to keep in box. 1989 Batman from McFarlane, and
Nice.
Mattel pumps these WWE figures out like nobody's business, and then they have the Monday Night Wars line at Walmart. So I got the DDP and the Legends, the Godfather. But the thing is now I need to find like 4 hoes for him to be next to. So that's
They don't make those.
yeah. So my Google search has been looking for like hoes basically. So
Yeah.
unsuccessful so far. Maybe one day.
You're not going to find them from Mattel, and you're not going to find them in Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah. Yeah. No, maybe I'll find some third party or something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
I'd get a Batman 89 McFarlane if I ever saw it in person. Those get vacuumed up around here.
Yeah, I think I went to GameStop and they restocked. The thing about GameStop is they have they always get the newest figures first, and they restock like nobody's business compared to like Walmart and Target. I guess that's their thing now.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna notice a massive shift in reliability of product now that GameStop Canada is a separate entity. We'll see how that plays out. They're pretty great
Yeah,
right now.
definitely. And then a couple more. These I just I've had them for a while,
That's
but
mine.
just a couple more
My fault.
McFarlane figures. And that's all. And then like next time, I got a whole other thing I need to unbox, but I had a whole bunch of other stuff come in while I was in vacation, so they're all in box right now. So we'll see in a couple weeks.
All right,
Yeah,
Chris.
man. So yeah, I've made no secret about the fact that I'm not a big fan of the Ahsoka show, and I think Andor just like mopped the bloody floor with like everything Filoni and Favreau have been doing for like the last 3 years, and including the Kenobi show was nowhere near as good as Andor, and neither was Acolyte. Obviously, goes without saying, but. When I don't know, man, at GameStop, I saw Balin and Shin beside each other. The card art's beautiful. The saber has got a slight orange tinge to it. I'm going to probably keep these two carded because they look pretty great. The photos they chose are very nice, and they have sort of complementary blue-green hues there. If only they were in a different show where they had more to do. It'll be interesting to see how season 2 plays out. But yeah, I think they look really good, and they're the most fun characters in that show, if you ask me. So that's cool. And then Luke Farm Boy was a new one as well that I'll put in my cantina. And I forgot to mention this last episode, but I got the new Heavy Metal #1, and I'm on page 6, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, very
So
nice.
so
Nice.
the way I just wrote a small thing in there. Don't buy it on my account, but the way it worked out, I'm the second name in the table of contents, which is pretty great. But yeah, man. So this is it's been a long time coming. They were out of business and changed hands, so there hasn't been a new issue in like a year and a half, something like that. So this is currently at comic stands, and there's a bunch of different covers. It's pretty cool. It's an anthology series if you don't know what it is. So there's like probably like 7 different one-shot stories in it.
And so you wrote one of the stories, or you just have
No,
a
I
blurb,
just
or what's
I
what's
just
your...
did as a little editorial piece about one of the comics, which is the Kecksburg UFO incident, written and drawn by Jim Rugg, who, if you're a comic fan, you'll know Jim Rugg from probably the biggest comic YouTube channel, a cartoonist kayfabe, and he did an awesome one shot in there about a real UFO incident. And I know the editor of the magazine, and I had some hot takes on the space aliens, so he put me in there. It's cool.
Okay, so I missed the first drop on the Genshi, right? Genshia, right?
Ganesha.
Ganesha.
Okay, you're canceled, brother. You're
I
done.
know.
Isn't it just
Yeah.
Ganesh?
Oh, maybe.
Oh.
So they even came out and said like, "Hey, we understand that we just had the dragon crowdfund, and this is coming kind of ill time, but we're gonna spread it out." So I was able to pick this up just this last weekend on their in stock sale at Four Horsemen, and I have not got my shipping notice yet, but I just wanted to share it because I just think this thing is so freaking cool. Like, just everything it comes with, the throne, the headpiece, and all the other pieces that come with it, the jewelry and stuff. I think this is really cool, a piece. So I have this coming hopefully in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, just in time for the next show. Can't wait to have it in hand. I've seen
He's
some.
jacked.
I can't wait to see it in hand.
You know
Some
why
people
this?
already have it.
You know why this guy has an elephant head in Hindu mythology?
I believe I do. I just don't. I'm not recalling it right now.
I
It's
don't.
pretty brutal. It's pretty brutal. Basically,
No,
like,
you know what? I'm thinking about a different story. I'm thinking about the cow.
Yeah. No, it was like a regular human kid who like pissed off his dad, and his dad like cut his head right off, and then the mom got angry, so he had to go around and find a new head for the kid, and he put an elephant head on him, and somehow it made him whole again. Yeah.
So apparently it is Ganesha, or and Ganesh is an alternate name, I guess, for the same thing.
It's just as wild as any good Old Testament Bible story. Makes perfect sense.
Right.
I've been seeing some people saying like they need to make a Jesus.
Well, they have.
I want all of them. Yeah.
They
Then they
did.
can fight.
BBTS has like the Bible adventures figure line.
Yeah.
But is it like a super detailed opulent Jesus like this? Because it should be.
I think it's more
No,
cartoony.
not like this detailed.
And you should have like a Aragorn type sword, you know?
It's more like a Jay and Silent Bob Jesus type of cartoon.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Buddy Jesus.
Yeah.
Buddy Christ, they call him in Jay and Silent Bob.
They need a pope now, since everyone's all on that.
A battle pope. Yeah.
Yeah, battle
Exactly.
pope. But all right, guys, we got a show topic here today, and it does deal with Four Horsemen. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do the Spark Notes if you want to read the whole email that came out. But this is in regards to their All-Star Wave 6, or AS6 as they're calling it. And they're saying that their all-in packages just barely missed the peak of the tariffs, and they are getting some extra charges, and they're going to go ahead and eat those charges for the people who did the all-in packages. But unfortunately, on the single releases, if you will, they were unfortunately not able to beat that highest percentage, which I believe they said it was 145% tariffed. And instead of adding that charge, at least right now, onto the consumers and the fans and the hobby, they went ahead and said just leave the cart, not the cart, what's it called,
The pallets.
the pallets and the
The figures are staying in the factory.
Yeah, the figures are staying over there, right? So the figures are staying over there, and I feel like it's a really great move on their part. You know, some of these companies are working with the tariffs, and they have it listed on some sites and not so much on others. But I really, really, really appreciate how Four Horsemen is thinking about everyone first, and it seems like worst last case scenario, maybe down the line they might have to falter to some of these tariffs. But what I was saying earlier in one of the chats was I'd much rather them hold the cargo there and wait to see if things settle than them charge me again because of all the tariffs. And I've said it before, I'm more of a I'm a now kind of person. But the fact that they had this in mind, and I feel like it only adds to their reputation, especially with how transparent they were with the Dragon and their earlier releases that they've had over the last several years. And I said it in the chat, I'm gonna root for them for Company of the Year.
There's probably a limit to how long they can do this, though, right? Because at some point they're incurring storage costs or something.
Yeah, I'm sure the harbors aren't just having that space for them for long.
Well, they got 90 days to sneak them in before the.
Yep, that is a fact. But so, what has y'all's experience been so far with like the tariffs? So, Equan, you just said you got hit on 2 of your figures. What was that experience like?
Well, like it was from Entertainment Earth, so they raised them like $4 each per figure. They just sent an email out saying, here are your orders. These are the price. There are price adjustments for them. You can either like pay it or you can cancel it. And then that was the extent of it. I haven't had any like Hot Toys or anything come in yet, so I haven't experienced tariffs on those yet. So I have very little experience, but I'm just looking at how Four Horsemen do it in contrast to say like Super 7 or something. It can see like the the wild differences on how different companies approach these things, and you could see,
Yeah.
in my opinion, how you can do it, fairly and customer friendly, and how you could do it the other way. So it's just interesting how different companies approach it different ways.
Well, and I feel like with a company like Entertainment Earth, they need that product in to keep things going. While 4-H does as well, we're used to them, I would say like maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, them having like a dry spell of like, hey, there's really nothing up except for like, some mugs of this last wave and something like that, And then more
They also have your
recently,
money.
right, uh, I don't know, guys. I'm loving the way that they're doing business right now, and I'm gonna be rooting for them at the end of the year for the best company.
It
Yeah.
was on the main show, I believe they talked about the Super 7 stuff. We should really quickly touch on that. They put tariffs on existing items, or did we talk about that here too? I think it was
No, that
only
was
on the
just the
main
I
main
think we
show.
haven't really talked
Yeah.
too much about tariffs
But
on here.
even on existing, because I was on both, sorry, but even on existing items on Super 7, items that have been there for years, items that would ship immediately, so it's not like they're
Mhm.
overseas, we're getting tariff fees on things that had been there for in store for a long time, or in stock, sorry, which is absolutely scummy.
That's
Mhm.
bad.
It's like those tariffs aren't being charged. Those items have sat there for years, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's crazy tough. It's crazy work. But this, like, they definitely kind of have a little more leeway because they already got your money, right? Like, because then if they can deliver it at the original price they promised, they've already got you, right? They don't have to like other companies where they're trying to sell you on it still. Like the Marvel Legends are 25, oh now
Mhm.
they're 35 or whatever, I don't know. They jump up whatever amount. They've got to sell you that new price while they've already sold you on the old one, right? So, but it is definitely a positive way to do, or a better way to do it, for sure. So,
Yeah, I don't have a lot coming in. Like, I mean, I don't know when who knows when the Cantina is gonna ship. I have one Hot Toys that's coming up soon, but I haven't noticed any email notifications about it.
we
I
shouldn't
got
get
that.
anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna have to
We
eat those costs too. That's gonna suck for them.
we already pay like because of because you're getting hit at, basically you're getting hit with import fees. And
Right.
the when that gets taxed or tariffed is when it goes through customs. So for us, a lot of the things that we're receiving through at least any orders I'm doing through the US, it doesn't show any tariff fee because I'm getting my own customs charged. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, those tariffs are going to the US government, not I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not being tariffed by the US government. I'm being taxed by the Canadian government, that's just normal for me. I always get these, like, any item that comes in from over $100, I get a fee on it. So it's I'm used to it. Just paid for one the other day.
And so you're basically saying, no, this ain't new news for you. Like for us, it's
No.
newer news, right? Y'all been doing this for a while.
Yeah, so like a Hot Toys, I'll pay it at least $40 on import fees.
On
For
top of
shipment.
shipping, on top of
Yep.
taxes.
Well, that is the tax basically.
Oh,
for
okay.
me.
I see.
So rather than state tax and stuff, we get hit with that.
Right.
So there's no tax when I go to a sideshow order. It just shows me the estimated shipping if it can, and
Right.
then the conversions and all that. But like the conversion to Canadian. But then there's the VAT or custom fees and fucking DHL takes their service fee, and then the government takes their fee, which is basically DHL basically takes the same amount the government does. It's crazy. But yeah.
All right, guys. Any other comments on this?
Oh man, I don't have a lot from Four Horsemen, but I know you you got some interesting pre-orders, Sean. We'll see how it goes, man.
Yeah, I got some very interesting pre-orders. It would, not just like hopefully by the time that dragon gets here, things are a little bit better.
That's a
I'm
new
not
world
saying
by
any kind
then.
of changes, but like we figured out some agreements and things like that because after the hell I went through to try to order that motherfucker. and then dealing with USAA and all that kind of stuff, and yeah,
Dude, I've got maybe 5 or 6 figures on pre-order, like total. I want to say maybe only 4 with them. So I don't have a lot, but it's just individual figures. It's like the single, except the lion is the big ogre scale, but everything else is like standard.
That lion's so cool.
Dude, I had to.
And now it's screwed because if I wanted to get it, I will be paying the tariffs on that, I'm sure. I'd have to get it from
check
somewhere else.
BBTS. They might still have it in stock even. And it usually is not much more there. But I could be wrong. Ask Dean as well. Dean's also
Dean's a 4-H
knows
guy.
some of the options with Four Horsemen, yeah.
I still haven't. I need to get on that Facebook group, the Cabal.
Yeah.
All right, going into Mezco, we only got one thing here. Quickly waitlisted, the Decapod Gang Crab Louie for $116. I think this guy looks amazing. Like I look at his head, and I'm like, man, that looks just like the crab I have at the seafood restaurants.
Yeah, it does look like an actual crab.
Like it looks really, really, really good. But again, just I think the effort from Mezco to really push some of these different Rumble Society figures and the way they look and the kind of creatures that they are, it's just amazing. I would have to note though, I'm not happy about the price. While the head sculpt looks amazing to me, it comes with very, very little, and we'll see here in a second. I think this is a really good shot of the head sculpt there. 5 sets of interchangeable hands, a hat, a base, and then he has several. I shouldn't say several, but a handful of other items. Some smoke, the looking glass, and the cleaver, and a spear. To be honest, I completely missed this figure when it drops, but I really like the whole like harbor vibe, I guess, if you will, like the port, the ship port vibe with the overalls and the red shirt underneath, the fisherman's shirt underneath. I just think it looks really great.
It's like you remember that one episode of Mandalorian where he like goes to like a fishing planet and there's like Admiral Akbar guys wearing like regular sweaters like that. It kind of looks like that costume, you know. Reminds me of that a little bit. And then the other weird thing to remember is, you know, with a crab, that's not really his head. That's basically his whole torso containing all his vital internal organs.
That's right.
So it's kind of like a double torso.
That is true. Maybe his father cut off the whole body and put it on his son's head.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is the East Coast American version.
Dude, the sculpt detail on this is cool, and he's got like little tattoos. He's got like a mom tattoo.
Yeah.
And
So
stuff like
I've
that.
noticed this little hole right here. I'm guessing on the hat there's some kind of peg
That's where you peg.
where
the
that's
head,
gonna peg
yeah.
it in, because it just barely sits there, like on the edge.
Yeah,
of
that
the
makes
hat.
sense.
And then this like
Does it come with the
eye,
smoke effect?
this eye popping out effect. Yeah, it's right.
Oh, that's
it's not
cool.
shown
Yeah, okay.
here.
Yeah, in the middle. That's kind of cool.
Oh, this one right here. Yeah.
Yeah, the two. That's cool. Yeah, this is. I saw the pictures. I think it was Steven posted in the chat.
Uh-huh.
They're really cool, but
They did a great job on that
It's,
base too. Just like the art on that is really nice.
It's interesting for sure.
Yeah, definitely think the bases is the only downside with these bases. They take up so much space.
Yeah.
They're huge.
Yeah, that doesn't do justice. I don't even have, I think I maybe, actually, honestly, I don't even know if I have a Mezco, but I've seen like obviously people's displays with these, and yeah, those bases are a lot bigger than they look like on there.
See, I only have 2 Mezco. I have the red and gold suit Iron Man, which he is on the base just because I have him in a flight pattern, and then I have the Mezco
Right,
Thanos, which he's not on a base.
Mhm.
I just think this is.
Cute.
I just think it's so freaking cool. Like it looks like a freaking crab.
Yeah, the sculpt detail is great.
Well, it's nice that they're not doing like the 50th grub cockroach guy again.
That'll be coming.
Yeah,
That'll be
Gomez.
next.
Yeah, Gomez. Yeah.
Another Gomez, yeah, will be next.
I said
Good.
spear. It's a harpoon.
Get it
That's good
straight,
enough.
Sean.
I was gonna
jeez.
correct it, but this was fine.
All right, so moving on to SH Figure Arts. Only one thing here as well. Tamashii Nations has announced a new series of SH Figure Arts action figures based on Dragon Ball Legends, a mobile app game available for Android and iOS. The game is free to play, but has paid purchases in app, and some of the original characters of the game designed by Dragon Ball creator Akira Toyama, including Shallot, Zeha, and Hooded Man. There's not much additional information past that, so look forward to having some Dragon Ball Legends in your collection here soon.
Aren't these just gonna be like remakes of all the
I
classic
feel like it's like a
characters? 'Cause,
style, like a Capcom kind of Marvel
yeah, it might
thing.
have different paint schemes, but yeah, it's gonna be all the classic because that game is gonna have all the characters people just
Yeah, I mean, it has all the characters. I'm actually playing it right now, to be honest. But
Yeah. How do you like it?
yeah, no, yeah, they have original characters like Shallot and Giblet, who's the hooded man. They're like twin Saiyan brothers,
Mhm.
and you know how like
So is it like a fighter? Like what is it?
it's a fighter. It's like a fighter card strategy.
Oh, you set up your
gotcha
team.
game. Yeah, you set up your
Yeah,
team
okay.
of 6. And you choose 3 to fight in your game, and they have synergies. They got all the characters you can think of. Even at one point, I had a original Dragon Ball Bulma, Team Bulma on my team at one point. It's
And
just
you
one
just
of
like
those
bench
games.
them and then you put new ones on, or what?
Yeah, pretty much. And then you upgrade them. There's like in-app purchases. You could summon them with gems, and they have like new characters like every week, and they're in their set. This was probably because they're in their 7th anniversary right now, so it's been going on for 7 years. So yeah.
And it's more like 1v1 kind of thing, or is it like?
No, it's more like 3v3.
Okay, so you, like you said, you have a team, and that's who you have first to knock out loses.
Correct, and it's like it's a strategy game, but it's also you got to tap, swipe, and like react quickly and dodge attacks and stuff like that in the game as well.
Nice.
But like hopefully this like allows for like the characters we didn't get in the regular Dragon Ball line. Maybe they can do some of those. Like I'm like
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It might fill some gaps, maybe, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Again, if Dean were here, he would say like we're still missing Yajirobe, Chi-Chi, the old guy, the old school.
Yeah,
guy.
does this take away from the other lines? I don't know. Do they just keep pumping those out anyways, right?
I'm sure they just keep doing. They still pump them out anyway. So
that's what I'm thinking. So as I think it's just another way for them to hit some of the popular characters again, and like I said, maybe for lucky some of the ones they have missed.
but I'm pretty sure they're gonna do the original characters first.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right,
Alrighty.
so we got some Mattel WWE Elites and a couple of Ultimates coming up here. To be honest, I feel like this is the only good figure out of this line. Oh, Nia Jax is really nice. But so we have WWE Elites 118. These are going to be ringside collectible prices. Again, you'll probably find these anywhere between $21 and $25, depending on where you go for your Elites. Ringside prices for this particular wave, $28.99 to $34.99. That would include the chase due out this June. You got Jacob Fatu with the extra hands and the shirt, the Samoan
Where are
werewolf
his
here.
nipples?
That's
There's
a
no
good point.
nipples. And
None.
I have a question. Is his forehead this big in real life?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
it's
think
very big.
so.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
pretty
curious.
big.
It's a weapon.
This is Tamatanga, and I think he looks completely hideous. But his like armored jacket kind of thing that he wears is kind of nice, with a couple extra hands.
Same question for him. Is
His
forehead
head
this
is
big?
not as big. I think they just really screwed this one up. I think it looks really bad. And then his brother Tonga Loa, which he just looks insane. Like
He got them crazy eyes, bro.
yeah, and I don't really remember him having that look in the show, but these guys are brothers right here. So
It's
Show is
wild
really-
how many
it's
of these Samoans are all
sports
related
entertainment.
to each other.
oh, I know.
Like,
He's got the
It's like-
shield
Those
and
eyes,
the
bro.
hands,
That's
the extra
smile.
hands.
damn.
I think it's interesting though. He doesn't have any kind of fist hands, like no fighting hands, and neither does Tamatanga.
Yeah, they all have the same generic open hand pointer fist hands. It's also all the same mold.
And their leader Solo Sikoa. When Roman Reigns kind of disappeared for a little bit, Solo took over and he took this. Thank you. Took this. I got a Scotch delivery.
Nice.
He kind of took over as tribal chief, but he kind of named himself and stuff. And he started coming out in like suits and things like that. And I just don't really like the way all the black kind of fades into everything. It's more of like a suited figure than it is an actual wrestler. But he has the jacket. He has the Ulafala with the 2 extra hands, the pointing fingers. And then the other one, which I think this is an awesome figure. This is Nia
And
Jax.
yes,
This-
she
this
does
is
look like that.
She looks exactly
Thank
like
you.
this. I think this is
Dude,
the
this
best
is
figure
the
in the
most-
wave.
Unflattering figure I've ever seen, dude. That cleavage shot is so weird. Like
It
it looks
is
like
not far off.
Yeah.
go to the next one. Go to the next one. Like look how what's going on? She just have like a
She's
a
a-
mesh?
she's a lot of woman.
She is a very large person.
No, I'm not
more
worried
than
about
I-
that. I'm worried about is it just like a sheet of like fabric that goes across her
A
chest?
part of her chest, yes. So a lot of
'Cause
a
it
lot of
just
like
looks
in her
very
arm
strange.
area and in her chest area, it's more of like a see-through like nylon style thing as opposed to like the rest of her suit where it probably is more spandexy.
That's what I thought, because it looks like stretched skin right there in the middle. I'm like, why did they do that? And I figured that was
yes.
why, because of
I
the
see what you're
nylon
saying.
or whatever. That was the only thing I don't like about this figure. And the hair up doesn't look nearly as good as it let down. It looks awesome
Honestly,
like
though,
that.
I feel like the hair done up is more for the effect of the crown
crown,
jewel,
yeah,
the
for sure,
the
yeah.
queen crown. But yes, the hair down, and I think the head sculpts for both of these look amazing. But between her and
Are you buying that one? Like, do you?
I'm buying
care
Naya
about
for
this
sure.
person?
I'm buying Jacob Fatu. You don't really see too much of Tonga right now. Sorry, Tama and you don't see Tonga right now, which is this guy, because I think he has a torn bicep, is what he has, and he's been out for several months.
Wait. Bicep?
Bicep.
Oh, man.
Shut up, Padfish.
I wasn't sure what the gym teacher just said. Told me.
Hey, I add letters and everything. I'm dyslexic too, so
I'm totally fucking with you.
I know
He's
you
been-
are.
My
been
wife,
tested.
I say I do it to my wife too. She hates it.
Hey, I fuck with my wife so much with that kind of stuff too. She says some things. I'm like, say again.
She'll say use guys,
Use-
and I'll say,
use
Oh,
guys.
God.
I'll say it back to her.
Where's she from? Jesus.
She's like sort of French Canadian, sort of, so that like hillbilly French. So
Hillbilly.
Oh,
that's where that
makes
comes
sense.
from.
But yeah, I think the Naya looks amazing, and I think the Jacob Fatu looks really good as well. It feels like such poor timing, and I think, and I'll kind of get into this with the next set as well, because there's so many other figures they should have done.
Yeah,
by
dude,
this
you gotta
time.
go to do some of these next pictures.
Oh yeah, so okay, so these are some con pictures of the next wave
That's
WWE
smart.
119. Again, ringside prices of $27.99 to $39.99 due out July of this year. July of this year. Again, you'll find these at a Target, Walmart.
As much as I dislike these, again, the tattoos are well done, but that
Yeah.
smirk and the sculpt is like,
Well,
the sculpt like looks like him, and I know this is
I
what he
really
does.
feel like they
It's
tried to make
so
him look
cheesy.
like Eddie Guerrero. I
Yeah,
really feel
I
like they
think
made
that's
him
what
look
they're
like
doing. Yeah.
right.
Looks
They're
just like him.
really trying to push the Eddie Guerrero look, because even his hair does not look like that. It doesn't drape that cleanly over his shoulders like that.
But yeah, it's funny, and this is
So Braun
This is
Breaker.
this is when you're nut and she keeps sucking.
God, Jesus. So you get him
100.
with the Intercontinental Championship.
My friend had a hole in his chest like that. My friend in high school had a hole in his chest like that.
Wow.
Who's the
From
arrested?
smoking or something?
It's like a condition, you concave chest. It's a thing. You can have a collapsed like rib cage thing.
So this
that's
one's
what-
really cool. He's
that's
part of the White Sick, Dexter Loomis. He's got his bird mask on. He's got his like a scarecrow jacket, and I think this looks really good. If the main head sculpt looks like this, we're gonna be doing
Go back.
okay with this
The
figure.
render looks like kind of like garbage. And then on the left, like the pants actually look good. The tattoos don't look like crap. So I don't know.
He's supposed to kind of look like an insane, crazy person. So like the fact that it doesn't look good, I think, is also part of where they're kind of coming in at this. They all
Look at
kind
the
of have their
coloring on
own.
the tattoo on the arms
purple,
versus
the blue.
the actual figure. It
Yeah.
looks great. But who's dying on the right though? Like who's getting their back broken Batman stuff?
Jeez, I don't know who that one is
I don't
actually.
know who that is.
It's the weirdest. But I'm sorry, I'm picking these apart. I'm not a wrestling guy. So
Honestly,
I have to pick with the funny shit.
I do want this figure, and I will probably leave the mask on. To be fair.
He's
So the
definitely
next
a
one.
mask on guy.
So the next one is Ethan Page. He was a somewhat of a newer pickup on NXT from AEW a while back, and he quickly won the NXT championship. I honestly feel this guy should not be in the wave just yet. I feel like if they're gonna push someone like Jacob Fatu so quickly, I feel like it's a disservice to Oba Fleming, who is the current NXT champion holder. I think he's done way more for the brand than Ethan Page has. But this is the red design, they're calling it, and then he has the Chase variant, the gold design. So, and it's right there, the knee pads and the trunks.
So to go back, the I assume it's tripping out. It's but see there now you can see the sculpt line on that arm is on that top of the arm is that did they come like that?
That's what you get in this line,
Yeah,
man.
they're
Yep,
mostly
all
like
that
that.
was
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
you're
I
talking about,
figured
all that?
because
Very
they're kind of
standard.
like very goofy proportions as we've discussed before. But
Well,
yeah,
and
that
the
sculpt line is rough.
it's a bad pose, but that's kind of like his thing. He's called all ego.
I'm
So
crazy.
sometimes he'll point at his head, sometimes he'll point at his mouth, and he'll have some kind of smirk, or he'll point at his head like he's smarter than everybody, like he's 2 steps ahead kind of thing.
Man. I say we go back to the LJN days where it's just like pre-posed, you know, just a
Yeah.
slab of rubber. You don't see those lines.
That's terrible, Chris. How dare you?
And
These are
then
still bad.
last, but thank God it's probably the least, which I'm very disappointed in this. One of my favorite wrestlers, Liv Morgan. This is
Oh my
not
God,
Liv
Yo,
Morgan
that's
that doesn't look like
at
her.
all.
nightmare fuel.
This is not Liv Morgan.
There's
I'm gonna
a
pull-
previous Liv Morgan that looked much more like her than this.
Much cleaner.
What did they
Have
do?
you guys found that Rhea Ripley that we put on the show like a few episodes back?
Okay,
Has that showed up?
which
That
one?
shit's probably
Which one?
sold
The
out
like
everywhere.
with
the ring?
black. No, the one that's like her popular like costume.
Oh, the black suit
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Okay.
I have not found that. I have not found that.
Is
I
it
can't
the,
find any figures.
the
I've
Elite
looked.
one?
I don't know.
I think
what
I had
version
it on my
was.
new this week. It was
Okay.
it
It was
was,
opened. You opened it already.
What's up,
no,
John?
it's still in the box. I saw it. I only found it at one Walmart, and I have yet to see it. That's like the first. That's the one that's not like. That's the one everyone buys, and then you see the
Yeah.
rest of the wave.
So okay,
Makes
so check
sense,
this out
yeah.
though. This
Would have been my first one.
This is, I believe, is the first mass production of the women's title belt. Because prior to this, you could only get this women's title belt in the ringside exclusive Raw ring with
that's
Rhea
rough.
Ripley.
So do you get this? Do you get this just for the belt then, or are you going to?
If
sorry?
you're not
That's what
buying, if
people
you're
are gonna
not buying
do.
the ring, you're getting
I
it
know,
for the
yeah.
belt.
Are you going to?
Yeah.
I'm asking you guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't have the belt, so probably I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Dom anyway, so might as well because they pair together.
God, I hope they do this better
I
because
need a
They
new
gotta
head.
fix it.
Equan,
Yeah.
you're 100% right. There is at least 2 figures that I could think that are way older that look
Uh-huh.
way better than this.
The
I might just
hand, like,
pop the head off that one and put it on top of this one.
Even the hand looks weird.
But then, like,
I know
look
it,
at
she
the,
does whatever this thing is, but
Jason
the
Zelson said
crotch.
also Alexa Bliss was one of those that had a long time to get a good head sculpt too. So
Yeah, some of the females just look rough, man.
yeah, I remember you guys saying that. Oh, dude, I'm looking ahead here. That's funny.
And then the little what is it, the diaper situation? Because
Dude, yeah, that was
don't,
didn't even know how to
It's bad.
address
don't
that.
match. They're like not proportioned
The
well.
hips
That should
are
be
not
smaller
good.
in the crotch. It's
and you
way
got that
too
gap too. There's a
oversized.
gap right below the belly button.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not great.
And this is very disappointing because I feel like Liv is one of those women's wrestlers that they have really leaned on the last at least 2 or 3 years. And you got to think about how long this was in production. Like, hey, we're gonna do a Liv. Okay, cool. What are we using? You know, and whether you go on her good guy route or even the dirty Dom route, which it should say Daddy Dom on the shirt.
You can't
Really?
put that right, Chris?
Yep.
That's censorship? My gosh.
I knew it was gonna. Honestly, though, I'm gonna be easier on these renders though from now on because I'm telling you, the renders of some of these figures looked a lot worse than they did when they came out. I must say, like just again color wise, more like I said with that one.
You're getting
And
that
I think
one.
the
though,
next one
right?
we're about to look
Oh,
at as well.
I can't unsee it now on the.
That
That
head is
she's
great.
definitely getting this one.
I hate y'all.
Dude, absolutely.
Okay.
This next one though, look.
So
this
the next one is the WWE edition. I'm sorry, WWE Ultimate Edition number 27. You get 3 in the line. You got CM Punk, Logan Paul, and the Logan Paul I'm going to show you guys is from Mattel Creations, not just the regular release. And then you get a Bailey. These are going to run anywhere between $37.99 to $39.99 on
Jesus.
Ringside. Again, Target, Walmart's, places like that. You'll find it for a solid $30.
Okay.
Throughout August of this year. So the CM Punk, he's got an extra head sculpt. He's got 6 pairs of extra hands. But I think, again, when we saw that original CM Punk maybe a year ago, the tattoos is where you buy this.
Well, I
You know,
think
the-
I was gonna say the renders. I think I remember the renders of this, and the tattoos looked good there, but they look better like again in.
So this is more recent
Or on
CM
figure.
Punk. The one that they were advertising was his, what's it called? Not Battlegrounds. It's his War Games look, where he walked in. He had the white shirt and stuff. So this is going to be a little bit later, but it's okay. Not the CM Punk I want, I guess.
Bro,
But okay, for an elite figure at that, you need way more. 6 pairs of hands and a head.
Oh, for Ultimate? Yeah.
For an ultimate, you need
Seriously.
way more.
you. Yeah, that's crazy. It's because it's him. But look at this. This is goofy.
So
might
this
be a
Logan
render,
Paul-
but This is
I remember
goofy.
It
this.
actually
I
looks
remember this
better than
outfit.
some of the other ones. This Logan Paul's from Mattel Creations, and he's got a
What
couple extra head
is
sculpts.
happening here?
I hate this timeline.
What is happening
Yeah.
right now? No, explain to me. Why are
Where is
why
this?
Are the 2 sculpts on the
Hold
right
on.
look like they're done by Hot Toys, and then the one in the
Where
middle
is
looks like it's
this?
done by fucking NECA?
Where's this head sculpt? And then we have that.
It's because those glasses
Because the
hide
sunglasses?
that hideous eyes. Yeah.
No, there's something
Yeah.
else going on here where the ones on the left and right are renders, and the
Are the
middle one looks like
renders,
a
yeah.
photo.
Yeah.
The middle is how it actually came out. My God, because that is like it has wrinkles in the eyes. There ain't a wrinkle on that center one, that's for sure. There ain't a sculpt line past those eyeballs. That's
Wait, is this the one where he has that Charizard Pokemon card around
Looks-
his neck?
Looks like South Park PC principal.
There should be like he should have like a censored graded Charizard, like the picture's just different.
Oh, wait.
You should have the
There,
Charizard.
there it
right-
is.
Mhm.
It's right there.
Oh, it's just empty? Or
It's
what
just
is it?
empty.
Yeah.
I guess you could print one at your home printer and just stick it on.
Yep.
But yeah, this is freaking. It's just like that's what I guess it was supposed to look like. Yeah, but not good here. But yeah, Logan Paul wrestling. Apparently he's good at it. I've never watched him.
Man.
From even Triple H
Mike.
has said that he's a student of the game. So
Seriously though, that like no nips torso looks freaking
Oh,
weird.
Fucking bothers me. I've seen like some highlights of him like doing some high flying stuff, and it is impressive the high flying stuff he does. So
yeah.
I'll give him that.
Apparently he like
Another
he's all in. Like his first like several matches were like, like his persona, social media for fun, to do it. But I think within this last like year and a half or so, he's come out and said he's no
He
100%
must
a
be
wrestler.
Getting bank for it, right? Because those guys, like after watching that,
They
one
gave him his
documentary-
WrestleMania moment.
Well, watching the documentary about wrestlers, a lot of them get screwed over. They have no health care, no returement plan,
Yeah.
nothing, and then they're beat up and stuff years later, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
He also
like,
got
it
to
is-
deal with Prime Energy or
Yes.
his Prime drink thing too.
I honestly
But he's
I
got
feel-
money, yeah.
I
obviously,
hated
everywhere.
when they announced that and they
Yeah.
put it in the middle of the ring.
Mhm.
I hated that.
Makes sense. He gets.
I just
so
don't-
maybe that's part of it. The sponsorship with the WWE is part of like him.
But like I mean it's an attempt to stay relevant, I think, because when like
Yeah.
the scale of the audience that he has, I don't think what WWE pays the average wrestler like can compare to what he can make just doing sponsorships.
It is a
online
way to
with-
fuel
Some would
his
argue that.
prime and yeah, like his YouTube, whatever else he's doing.
Well, think about it.
If
They
you
got
view it
Travis
that
Scott
way.
now hanging around with The Rock and John Cena. What is it? Not Cardi B, but they have somebody else. They're hosting SummerSlam. Sexy
Yeah.
Red has been on NXT for a while now. I mean, they're getting these celebrities, and then since the Netflix merger, they're inviting all kinds of celebrities.
Yeah, I guess he's
to
like
Raw.
he'll be like, but I mean, I'm also avoiding the fact that like Logan Paul skips directly to being like an A-list character on WWE compared to like some of the more C and D class wrestlers they have.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. He's probably making a bit more money just because of that, right? But I just kind of think like he's got other ventures. Why would you?
Right.
Why do it? But he might, like you said, he must enjoy it in some capacity. But this figure sucks. Anyways.
Oh yeah. So does
Sorry.
Logan Paul.
Yeah. He
Well,
does
look at these joints. I'm looking at these joints, and they just look brittle.
The Charizard, like the graded card case, amuses me though. That's funny.
Yeah, that's actually a really funny story, or a real fun story, I should say. It's him picking that up. All right, and so the last one is the Bailey. They're giving her some removable arms, hands, and an extra head. She's got her blue jacket coat going on with her, and this looks okay. I'm not upset about this. I bought the most recent Bailey when she was part of Damage Control, and I think this is more of her good guy look, and I really like this. So this will be a pickup for me. I'm really disappointed in some of the accessories. They need a lot.
There's
more.
swap out arms on her and Logan Paul.
Right.
I didn't realize that Logan had swap out arms for the jacket.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Never thought I'd say the name Logan Paul on Small Time.
But that is all we have for WWE Elites. And the only Marvel Legends that we have is this new Shanna figures, She-Devil, coming later on in the line, or I'm sorry, coming later to the line of 2025. More info still to come on this.
Chris, they shouldn't have
guessing
allowed
Badlands?
this to be made.
Well, Badfish, if you want to open that can of worms with me, you can. But her costume has been censored in various ways
I
compared
knew
to the
that was
original
coming.
comic art.
I knew that was
This
coming.
is long overdue because they did Kazar and
Yep.
when was that? Like a year ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this
And-
looks pretty cool.
And he
but,
was like
you know,
a random insert, wasn't he?
No, because the Build-A-Figure was the Zabu.
Oh yeah.
So but common sense would think, oh, she would be in the wave too, but she wasn't. So I don't know. Maybe it was a rights thing. I have no idea.
could be. It's an old one. Rob Barnes has a fancy wrestling question, Sean. You might know the answer to that.
Yeah. He says, I think I might have asked this once before, but do these wrestlers sign away their likeness rights?
They own WWE owns everything. They own their character, everything.
Well, WWE owns their character.
Yeah, and
So
I'm pretty
they
sure
can
that
do
includes their
whatever.
likeness.
I mean, if that's their likeness, I feel bad for Liv Morgan because someone's screwing that.
Maybe they didn't get her likeness rights, so they had to make it look like that.
I think so. I think so because even if you go to WWE's store, you'll find signed elites. You'll find signed memorabilia that are outside of cards, pictures, replicas of their suits, costumes, things like that.
They lock them down on
the
everything.
pops. So yeah, they basically own everything. I mean, I think the best example of this is Edge going to AEW and going by Copeland, and then more so recently, in the last 5, 6, 7 months, going by Cope. Because they own the name. They own the name Edge, and I think John Cena is another good example of that. And he's come out and said too. He goes, "I owe everything to the WWE. I owe everything to Vince McMahon." And he said if they ever came to him and was like, "We want the name John Cena," he would proudly change his name.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Logan Paul worked that into his deal because it's too brand valuable for him to not be called Logan
Yeah,
Paul in WWE.
There's an era where it kind of switched, but it was early on. Like they're very want to own it all. They want control of it all. and they're kind of ruthless as far as I know. Would you guys be mad that I've never heard of this person before, Shanna?
I mean,
I wouldn't know. I mean, some obscure comics I would call. I mean, what's it called? Equan, not Badlands. Is it? It's a Battle World or
no.
I think more recently.
Savage
Lands.
They're from the Savage Lands.
Savage Lands.
I forgot what the comic was though.
well, her comic's called Shanna the She Devil, which is a great title.
I feel
That's
like
cool, yeah.
I feel like that's more of like
I
a
like the
one-off.
figure looking too. Like the
unique
hair
take.
looks cool and the sculpt looks cool.
Yep. All right, and that's all we have for Marvel Legends, and let's go into some hyperspace highlights. Not too much,
man.
but guys, what do we got?
All right, so basically, if you haven't been watching Andor, you're fucking up, and it's pretty great. And this sort of trooper design is featured heavily in the last couple episodes of Andor season 2, and is it? I don't know, man. Is it cooler than a stormtrooper? I'm not sure, but it's kind of like the chest plate is more like the Hoth stormtrooper. It's not like a storm. It's or like
Tell
a.
you now, no.
What do you
It's
mean?
also they're not cooler than a stormtrooper. There's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
answer.
Okay, I thought you were talking about
it's
the
also
armor
the
piece.
transport trooper is I think
Right.
the transport trooper chest piece.
Yeah. So they're basically like Coruscant, mall cops. They're supposed to be like they're presented as like a tactical team, but I think they're actually worse than stormtroopers because they pretty much get their asses handed to them. But it's a cool design, and it's kind of like it. It reminds me a little bit of like when you get like Obi-Wan's in clone armor, but it's just like unhelmeted head on there. It's kind of interesting. I don't know how I feel about like mid galactic Civil War, like new trooper designs being added at this stage in the game. You know what I mean? It's like you got all these other movies and shows that take place in the exact same time period where you
And
never,
you
see
see
these
'em again.
designs.
You
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
sell. You gotta sell the toys.
Just like the what is it, the Black Stormtroopers? Oh my god, I'm forgetting everyone's names. They had the KX droids, and it's like none of these were in the original trilogy. But they
And-
just got rid
yeah.
of everything.
and they're like, okay, let's use the transport trooper / mud trooper chest plate so we can just use the molds we already had, and then change these sorts of things, and it can be a new figure.
And you see
You
the
know
mud
they plan that
trooper.
shit.
You see the mud trooper goggles in the show too, like on a different armor design. And
Yeah.
but I mean, it looks all right. And also, you only see these guys on Coruscant, I think. And in the original trilogy, you don't really see Coruscant aside from that one shot added to Return of the Jedi for the special edition. So maybe they're just on Coruscant mostly.
It's a big galaxy too. There's
Yeah.
a lot of planet types, different. So that doesn't bother me as much, but as long as they don't look goofy. This one kind of looks goofy a little bit with the leg. I have to see it in the show, but at least the figure, I'm not. There's too much white and black contrast with like the shin guards and then the crotch pelvis like cover thing.
But you have the officer hat. It does remind me a little bit of like Admiral Veers or General Veers, wherein like the Black Series General Veers, I think, comes with armor pieces that go over top of his regular uniform.
Yeah, I think you're right. I never got that one, and there's a couple of those Imperial commanders that I've wanted to get that they released randomly in Jet Black Series, but they were low priority, so I never got them.
I have a Star Wars story. We took my safety patrol team from our school to a place called Incredible Pizza, and just yesterday, my pre-K son had a field trip to the same place, and they had that OG. I don't know if y'all remember Mr. Gaddy's. Do y'all have Mr. Gaddy's? Equan, do you remember Mr. Gaddy's?
I have no idea what that is.
No. Okay, so
No.
it's like a pizza place, right? This Incredible Pizza is right buffet. You get the salad, and they have different rooms. You could watch TV. You could have the family room. All that kind of stuff. and they had that OG arcade Star Wars game where you sit in the chair and you
Oh
have
yes.
the up and down, right, for the
Yeah.
speed, and then you had the joystick for the firing system.
Yeah.
I think it's Andor, right? You could go and blow up the Death Star, and then you can go to you can go
fight Vader. You can do
fight
the,
Vader, and the Ewoks and the speeders and all that kind of stuff. I got to play that this last week and
nice.
brought back so many great memories.
Yeah, that was an awesome arcade game.
I think you're talking about Star Wars Trilogy Arcade by Sega that came out like around the time of the special edition, and it's it's like a rail shooter. That's absolutely a great game. If I think there's a couple boss fights, like you fight Boba Fett and you end with Vader.
Yeah, if you make it through all of them. Yeah. Could never beat Vader though. He'd always, I'd get him on a couple of like the first few like swings and stuff like that, and then he'd just kind of go crazy on me, and I could never get past that. But
yeah, I ran across one of those that was modded to have a LCD display, and it was on free play mode at one of those like barcades, and it was great to finally finish the whole thing.
Nice.
That's an awesome memory. All right, what about this?
Yeah, I guess this is Cody. I don't actually know, but is Badfish, is this Cody? I don't even know what I'm looking at here. What clone trooper is this?
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's Commander Cody,
right.
Exclusive to Amazon.com, because I don't think it's on Amazon.ca yet. Last I checked, at least. I'll go check now. But yeah, this is $99. It was released kind of quietly, like like they didn't make a whole lot of fanfare about it, but surprising they made it an Amazon only exclusive, because Cody's pretty popular. But I think it will still be widely available. But man, I have too many of these fucking helmets, and I want this one too. It's freaking cool.
So how would you rate these compared to the others?
What's up?
How would you rate this one compared to the others? Or is it just another one?
I mean, it's kind of more unique because it is like its own. It's more.
Is it an
design,
older Cody version? Because I'm used to seeing him with like the blue and the.
Oh, that's
right?
Rex. So this is the
Rex.
Phase,
I'm thinking Rex.
Phase 2,
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
just
one of the other. This is
just so
Obi-Wan's clones.
Yeah, this guy's actually in Revenge of the Sith when when Kenobi loses his lightsaber, Cody gives it back to him, and then Cody fires a cannon at him while he's riding in a big iguana. Yeah.
Yes.
But this is cool.
Which,
because look, it's got a visor. Yeah, you got a big visor, and you got like it's not as simple as a repaint of the Phase 2 helmet, which we've already got a couple of. We got the 501st and the Ahsoka battalion, and which are just pretty much repaints of the Phase 2. This has a little more going on detail wise and additional parts, like the earpiece with the rangefinder is unique, and the top of the helmet has some extra parts on there along with the visor, so it's substantially different.
All right, guys. Well, before we get into the details of this giveaway, was there any figure this week that kind of stood out to you? Like, we don't have a hot or not, so I just kind of want to know. Let's go around one time, and what was your favorite little piece of news this week?
Man, you know what? Hot take. I'm going with the Andor figure, which is like that tactical ISB soldier, and it's almost just because it's so great to be alive and to see Star Wars get good again for a brief period. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought it would happen. Here we are. It's probably going to abruptly end and not be good ever again. But right now, there's a Star Wars show that's actually good.
What a time to be alive, right?
Yeah, it's wild.
I'm probably going to highlight the Shaun of the She-Devil, mainly because that'll kind of complete the little set of Savage Land figures I have, along with Sauron. So I mainly didn't get to know them from the comics. I just knew them from the X-Men animated cartoon. That's where I've seen them probably where a lot of people have seen them that are living today. So yeah, that. And then now you,
Equan, she only started in like 1972, okay? Like most of the people who saw her as a kid are still alive. Like for God's sake.
okay, to be okay. All right, I'll give some leeway on that one. But
They ain't
man,
that
now
old.
you're bringing back memories with that Star Wars arcade game. Now I want to
I
kind of
know.
play it somewhere. I
Yeah.
never got to
Man.
finish it.
So much fun. Like it's funny because like I got in it and like it instantly took me back to the other pizza place, Mr. Gaddy's. And while it didn't encapsulate you into a pod, I was completely locked in, and I was in an X-wing. I was fighting the Death Star. I was getting the combos. I hit the vent tube, and we saved, at least at this
Yeah.
time, the Rebels saved the galaxy
Yeah.
and stuff, and didn't
Until
really
the
have a
First Order
chance.
came.
Right, and then
You can
Oh.
Equan, stop traumatizing me. But also, it's important to know that you know, just because you guys brought it up again. So there's two different Sega Star Wars Trilogy arcades. There's a 1993, which is not that good, and there's the 97
hold on.
one, which is
The
way better.
93 one, is that the one with like it has like the little like visor you have to look into?
It's very similar. It's just way worse graphics. But the one you guys are fondly remembering is the 97 one. Just so you know,
Okay.
it's just called
And
Star Wars
which
Trilogy
one-
Arcade.
Arcade 1-Up did one as well that was like the throwback to the one where
Yeah.
you had like the little
That's
visor.
the old
that's
one.
that's from '83, the original. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's way back. Yeah. I got that arcade one up.
Yeah, I couldn't play too long on that because I was in teacher mode, and
Yeah.
I had to watch
Well,
all
also-
my kids run around this place.
Well, I think people under a certain age play that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an exception, but they just like it's like Battlezone, where it's like a wireframe vector game. Like if you're too young, I don't think I think you just see a blank screen when you look at those games.
So you think you more so appreciate it because
Yeah.
A, the time it came in, and then B, the experience of
Dude.
being played.
Yeah, Star Wars Arcade from Atari in 1983 might be, from a technical standpoint, the first 3D first-person shooter. Like it might be, because I don't think there's any other vaguely 3D game that's that old.
Yeah, Rob. So the Arcade 1-Up, yeah, it's a stand-up arcade game, but I
They
was
made
just
us
recalling. I was recalling there is a game. I don't think you had a cockpit, if you will, but you would stand at it, get to a certain point in the game, and then you'd look through the visor and you would shoot into the vent hood, right?
I think there's no visor on that one, but I think you're thinking of Battlezone or Beachhead or something, Sean. But
Yeah.
but yeah, man, there's a sit down version of the Arcade 1-Up Star Wars Arcade as well.
Okay.
There's actually a stand up and sit down version both of the 1997 Star Wars Trilogy Arcade that you guys are talking about too.
Yeah.
There's one with a big chair and there's one that you stand up at. Yeah.
Badfish, you have a figure you want to highlight really quick?
From this week,
Yeah.
I would say just that in particular that freaking that helmet. It's not really a figure. I want that damn helmet, but I'm trying to.
Well, you
after
got
I
Rex. You might as well.
Yeah,
That's
guys.
the thing,
Also,
like, all these
Okay, go ahead.
helmets, I'm taking them from my storage unit. I'm like, where am I going to display them? How am I going to display them?
get the Amazon motorcycle helmet wall mounts, brother. That's the move.
Yeah,
But,
I've thought about that. It's just I don't know if I have the wall space.
In the kitchen, bro. Anyway.
Yeah, my wife.
Okay.
would fuck
So
me up.
look at me for 1 sec before we wrap. I want to show this.
Gotcha.
So
Sorry, 1 second.
yeah.
All right.
So me and my friends are doing another Star Wars event this year called May the North Be With You in Toronto. It's pretty much OxCon, but so like check this out. So I'm doing another poster for it, which is usually like toy photography. This is a 1983 Y-Wing, and I just want to show how beautiful the sculpt is for being 40 years old, basically.
Yeah.
That's
And
really
like
nice.
it's pretty much as nice as a TVC these days, a bit less paint apps, but like you have like the cockpit is like very accurate and like I feel like they reused this mold a few times for a modern Hasbro Y-wing, but I mean the engine pieces, these are sort of soft, so they don't snap instantly.
Nice.
There's like 4 bars on each. This is a beautiful thing. It has this bomb that drops from the bottom, which is like a $70 accessory from the 83 version. And I got this on loan to use it for a poster graphic, but I just wanted to show that like it's crazy how much mileage they got out of that sculpt. And there's like a space for a droid there, which the original X-Wing did not have. So they made some progress between 78 and 83 there. It's cool.
That's interesting. Prior they did not have the spot for the droid.
Yeah, the original 78 X-Wing has a built-in R2 dome.
Okay. So it's there, but it's not there.
Yeah.
Right. I just want to highlight the Decapod Crab Louie. I think that's really cool. I don't know why, but I've had a fascination with figures that come in like animal morphic figures and stuff like that recently, and I think that would be a really fun one to add to the collection. I do also really want to shout out the Jacob Fatu and the Nia Jax. It's just really cool to see some of these not newer wrestlers, because they're not newer, but just like more modern wrestlers that you actually see on TV in the correct costumes that they've worn within like the last year. Because I know sometimes we get things of maybe like a year and a half, 2 years later, and it's like, oh, well, I remember that moment, that was cool, and now you're sending me this figure, which this one was a lot sooner than that. So those would be the ones I would shout out. And to celebrate our upcoming milestone of our 75,000 subscribers, we are excited to announce another giveaway opportunity for our friends. This giveaway is for a Hot Toys Iron Man Mark 50 S473 diecast from Avengers Infinity War, graciously donated by Natalie G, and the Maximum Spider-Man figure as well. There will be 2 winners, one for each of these prizes. To enter, be an active paid member of our Patreon membership or a YouTube channel member. No signups required.
Nice.
Sorry. We will pull names live the day of the drawing, and then the giveaway is our way of saying thank you to those who support us financially, the folks who help keep the lights on, allows us to continue creating the content, growing the channel.
Nice.
The rules here: shipping in the continental U.S. is free. International shipping will be paid at cost by the winner. Collecting Weekly is not responsible for any VATs or import charges incurred by this giveaway. The drawing will take place during the first Tuesday show after the hit of 75,000 subscribers. Check your Patreon or your YouTube membership status to ensure your eligibility.
That's great, man. It's about time those Patreonies get properly rewarded. You know, we have CW Plus going after the main show now, which I love the fact that the channel finally has some content exclusive for the Patreonies, and it's worth it, man.
It really is nice, because I know there's been a few times where we've done giveaways, and I'll be honest, I don't know who those people are, you know?
Yeah.
But
reward
the
the diehards.
I think the Bo-Katan's a really cool figure. Thank you, Natalie G. And the, let me get it right this time, the Mark 50, because we were calling it the 85, the Mark 50 as well. And then the Maximum Spider-Man, not Maximum Hot Toys Spider-Man. I feel like this needs to be a CW sticker or GIF at some point. Just, you know, Zach pushing his Maximum Spider-Man agenda and stuff, you know.
Speaking of Mark 50s, we're unloading the storage unit, and my wife's like, "Do you have all the Iron Man marks?"
Whoa, you let her like go with you to do that?
I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
Not technically, no, but I was like close, but no, not all of them.
I remember
I said I'm missing
So-
a couple. I don't know if that implied that I told her I need to get one.
when we sold our first house, and we're like, okay, we're doing this. We're gonna get a storage unit. We need the entire house to go into this. I go, my one request is that I single-handed, put the collection in there the way I want it, and we fit everything else around it, right? And I even put big, massive furniture in front of it, so just in case things got stolen or we hired movers, which we did, that it would be very difficult to get that stuff. And then when it came to moving, I followed our movers to the storage unit, and I was like, you touch all of this, you do not touch anything past this point. And they're like, yes sir, right? And I moved everything else into what is now
I wouldn't trust movers with my collection.
this media.
But
Real
my
talk
wife, I
story,
trust her.
my cousin is a big Jordan fan, and he collected a lot of the shoes back on the earlys. Like he had thousands of dollars in the shoes. He retired from the military from Germany, comes back to US, and all his shoes are gone.
Oh my god. The movers?
The movers.
Yeah. Oh.
I
So
mean, he
did
had
they
the
just
he had the
take them?
ones, the twos, the retros.
So where he moved them from Germany to the U.S.
He moved from Germany to the U.S., where he was stationed for a decent portion
And
of
how
his
did they
time.
steal? Did they steal the entire boxes, or did they go through?
They
the
just took the
boxes?
shoes, and the boxes were left over.
Left empty.
Yep.
Really? But then don't you know exactly who did it? Like they
And then
should have
you
just said
know
they
who-
lost the whole
I
shipment.
don't know. I don't know details. All I know is he lost a lot
One
of his
tip
shoes.
that well, if you have movers, number your boxes. So because then you say, okay, I have 30 boxes. I want to see all
Mhm.
30 when they're here at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah, man. I had a storage locker with my some of my collection in it for like 2 years, and I don't think my girlfriend ever even visited it once or saw that it existed. She like knew about it, but like I don't think she ever came around there even once.
No,
Moving
I
boxes.
mean, there's I can't hide all the shit I have. It's in our basement, so she knows all
Oh,
the
yeah.
shit I have. So
I have
gotta
made
be
the.
open about it now. She's helping
I
me
have-
sell it too.
Oh yeah,
I
she just
have-
wasn't interested. Mine.
Yeah.
I have made the great mistake of allowing my wife to move some of my things, and it did not end well for my Thor statue.
Oh no.
Well,
No.
statue, you don't let her move the statues.
Well, and it was one of those things where like things needed to get done. I was like, I just need your help with this, and the head fell off of the statue. Don't know how
Oh.
it did it. It was magnetic. I guess it tipped over just a little. She had it tipped a little too far. Wings snapped. Pieces of the hair gone. I have repaired that statue so well, you cannot tell that there's anything wrong with the wings. But I never found the hair pieces. So
Right.
and there's a
Falls
couple
apart.
other things too where like I could be messy, and I'll leave stuff on like our island and stuff, and it could be a figure, it could be this, it could be that, whatever, Pokemon card, and then I'll just see something like stacked on my binder, and I'm like, no, you can't do that.
Oh my
You can't
God.
leave it there, Sean.
But
Can't
that's
leave your
its spot.
binder there.
I'm not just gonna go up these stairs into this room to grab
That's
my
its-
binder.
That's its spot in the room.
And it is.
Now, it's
it's
any of
right
that
there.
stuff, dude. Anything that I care about collecting wise, like
Well, I've told her before. I go, do not touch
yeah,
this.
you just need to.
I
keep
know
it-
you want to move
need to
it
keep
so
it in a
badly. I
different
will take
spot.
care of it.
Yeah, you got to keep it in a spot that's just not accessible, or not going to be disturbed.
All right, guys, let's get into some Patreonies. The ones who will be winning these amazing prizes once we hit 75,000. Some new names coming on here, I believe. We got Captain Fordo, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, King Louie, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Valens, Serena, Ben Thomas, David Jones, Sam Giss, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Gun Figs, Bad Fish, Luke Skywalker, Griffin Campbell, Dan Lee, Deanie Martin, Big Fern, thank you for that. Cesar Marroquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomowski, Jose CZ, Takathri, Wa, Aries Portillo, Alvin J, Airlys Delgado, Toy Cartel, Sean Forrester, Harry Dempsey, Joe Corpus, Sith Scale Collector, Jared Gagne, Alberto Cortez, Big Rib, Big Donk, Trevor Weed, Darren Ilderton, Don Matan, Stephen Purchase, Sean Usby, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Luis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Exodus, Abe Dunk TV, and Gigi the Judgmental. Thank you guys so much for your support. And here is the May-June benefit stickers. You get the San Antonio, Texas OxCon 3 sticker. That will be happening November 6th through 9th. Come hang out. And then the Toy Show sticker with some of the locals of our awesome network. You got me, you got Dean, Zach, you got Rainer, and CM Chuck had in there. That was a fun meetup, guys. Just kind of hanging out with everybody, and then that ad-lib picture there.
The amazing thing is that you can actually tell who everyone is with the Ghibli AI filter.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's good stuff.
And then we have our tiers here. You can do the hot seat for $5, and that'll get you the digital benefits like Ox After Dark and the Patreon chat. You get the Sweet Angel for $7.50. That'll include your stickers headed straight to your door and Ox After Dark replays. Excuse me. A Certified Crispy for $15. This will include the Certified Crispy certificate on first pledge and assistance with figure fixes by Zach. He asked that you please message him beforehand. And then all benefits of the previous tiers, international postage, will be charged at cost for the certificates, and stickers are sent every other month. And then our top tier, it is the What a Guy tier, where you will get the Pogs Deluxe set on first pledge, doubles of all the stickers, and the previous benefits, international postage above $5 will be charged at cost for the Pogs. And then you have our YouTube members here with some new members to add on. 12-inch Moose Dreams. We got Absolute Irwin, Alex Black, Airlys Delgado, Aaron Salazar, Andrew Broverman. Pretty close, hopefully.
Yeah, that sounded right.
Ben Thomas, Big Rib, Bob Dylan, Chris Valencerina, Clinton Martin, CT603, DJ, Eddie Money Mendez, Garber, Hordo, Mike's Adventure World, Jake, JAFN, Justin Sports Cards, Jazzy, King Dingaling, Luke Skywalker, LV Avenger 702, figure in a bubble, Mr. Sketch, OG Fan, 16 Figure Focus, Philip the Full, S Beam, Sam Gist, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Trevor Weed, and Universal Key. And if you want to become a Patreon only, it's only 99 cents. You'll get the loyalty badges and the upgraded loyalty badges. We'll show here shortly. The Peanut Gallery is $2.99. And then there's all the new badges for our longtime members that you get through the months and over 1 to 5 years, plus all the other emojis that are now available. And then you have our shows on this great network. OFAC, they switch with us every other Thursday. You'll get them, and so does movie nights. Chris, you got anything crazy for movie night?
Yeah, man. We'll let it out of the bag here. I think we do plan to have a movie night episode next week, and it is going to be all about the holiest of holies, Alien versus Predator from 2004.
Very nice. And then, of course, on Tuesdays, you have the Collecting Weekly Live show. the flagship show After Dark on Wednesdays, along with CW Plus. JAFN, Just Another Friday Nights on Fridays.
I think they're talking Andor finale this week too. So
Yeah, I
Shit,
managed
dude,
to I snuck on their show last Friday, and I'm gonna try and get on again because Andor season 2 has some good shit.
I need to binge through it, but yeah. It's been
I was
busy.
very up to date on a lot of the Star Wars Disney Plus stuff after, what was it? The Obi-Wan one?
Yeah,
And-
well,
and then I
you fell
stopped.
off the wagon. Yeah,
I stopped.
yeah, yeah. Listen, this is like this makes it seem like all the rest of them should basically not exist. That's pretty much where we're at.
It's that
But
good.
it's that much better than all
It's
the other
better.
Disney Plus Star Wars shows. Yeah, and I mean,
Season
I
2
bet-
or just Andor in general?
I'd say Andor in general, but season 2 has 12 episodes, and 7, 8, and 9 are just they're off the damn chain, man. It's amazing.
Yeah.
From season 2, and I've heard a lot of people saying this, and I agree that it's not just the best Star Wars show they've seen; it's some of the best TV they've seen in a few years, and I tend to agree with that.
And this leads into what in the I guess original trilogy, right? The
Directly into Rogue One.
Rogue One, right? Not Rogue.
Like
Yeah, Rogue
literally, it ends the
Right.
scene on a scene before Rogue One starts. Really, to be honest.
Which is really cool because Rogue One ends with the scene of A New Hope, right?
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
So it's
See,
basically like a prequel of a prequel, but it manages to be good and dynamic and interesting. And and I mean, you get so much Forrest Whitaker ranting crazily that who wouldn't want that? That's good stuff.
Let's do it.
I definitely do
Yeah.
want to watch it. It's definitely gonna have to be a summertime thing.
Lost Chris there. Yeah.
Who
I'm gonna-
dropped him?
He got disconnected. Here he is.
There he
Coming
is.
back in. But yeah, I'm gonna binge through those now that the storage unit's caught up, and maybe I'll just open some figures and watch some of it.
Have some fun. All right, guys. We still want to see your figure photography at Small Talk CW on our Instagram. Maybe we need to kind of liven that up a little bit. Figure out some fun stuff to do on that.
Yeah, well, I've been posting on there a little more lately. I think I have a couple submissions actually from the Patreon chat that I got to get up there. But if you want to make a funny, rude pose with your figures and send it to us, especially in Ox or the Patreon chat, we will post it.
And guys, that is our show. We appreciate you guys joining us. Any shout outs before we take off?
Just a big thank you to Chuck and Double A on Just Another Friday Night for letting me impromptu get on there and rant about why Andor is so great and start referencing the original novelizations of Star Wars and Return of the Jedi and how those are relevant to the plot of Andor season 2. Those guys are legends, man.
I'll have to watch Andor and then watch. I usually like to do that, watch reviews from channels I like. So I'll often go back and watch the older JFN stuff for all the stuff I missed, because I mean I missed a lot of the Marvel shows and all that since in the last year or so. But shout out to everyone in the chat, everyone watching the replay, and shout out to all the Ox divers. Jumbo, we're still going strong. Spreading
Yet
them
another
out.
thing I need to
Equal's one.
jump on.
Yeah, dude, it's the Illuminate just invaded. We're gonna be fighting on Super Earth soon. The battle on Super Earth is inevitable. They said in one of the announcements. So we're fighting in the mega cities of Super Earth. So
Very nice.
see what that's
Equan,
like.
anything?
No, just it's nice that I guess a good thing is regarding the whole tariff thing is I don't have to. It seems like there's less announcements than usual, so I have less things to pre-order, which helps my wallet just a tad.
Bro, you can't.
So-
The Star Wars won't chill. They fucking just dropped a 2/12 out of nowhere. Then the Vader. The week before
Okay.
that, then Artisan Obi-Wan.
You are right
I
about
agree
that.
Guys,
with you maybe in other
they're in
regards, but
cahoots.
Star
Other
Wars
things,
needs
yeah.
to fucking chill.
Guys, you don't need any of that stuff.
Man.
All you need is the Sideshow Bib Fortuna. That's the coolest thing in the last like 6
Yeah,
months.
yeah.
Oh, dude,
Econ's
It's-
looking at it.
I have the Bib Fortuna and the Jabba on my bookmarks ready to go.
Good. That's this guy knows what's up.
Dude.
He's a tastemaker. He understands. I didn't even have to. We didn't even collude to determine one of those Sideshow figures was the best. That bib
know.
is a piece of art, man.
Now I know where to
Dude.
put my third-party slave Leia. That's just been in storage. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this?
Yeah. Oh
Dude,
man.
the Hot Toys Grievous just went on waitlist too. I'm like, God damn it, I wanted that fucking thing.
I wish I had somewhere to put that 1/6 Sideshow Jabba. Man, that is a beautiful thing. I saw the original one recently at a friend's collection, and like, it's amazing. It's great.
I never, yeah, that was one beast I never even considered. As cool as it is.
Equan, is your house purged of those possibly haunted relics?
Oh, you know
Or
what?
did they put back where they're supposed to be?
I
Put 'em
left them
back.
where I left them where they were. I'm not really gonna mess with them, to be honest. There was like that goblet thing. I put it in my
Uh-huh.
storage shed because I was cleaning everything out, and then once I cleaned everything out, I put it back where I found it, just in case. I don't
Yeah,
want
never
to
know.
be.
You can't be too
What?
sure, man.
Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
be haunted by anything. Even though
I
don't
wanna
really believe in it,
provoke-
but
listen,
still.
If any ghost wants to come bother me, you're welcome to.
Dude, you're
Um,
crazy.
Listen, like, you don't know. I would pay if ghosts valued money. I would pay them to come visit me, but they never show up. They're all full of crap, and they don't exist. And if they did, they're too big of a coward to come bother me.
Well, that's
Dude,
not a call out.
I'll do it. I won't call any. I won't touch a Ouija board or nothing.
No, I'm not messing with that. But now it's my
Um,
storage place for all my Hot Toys boxes and stuff. So I got a lot of space now. So
Hell
it'll
yeah.
just stay there.
Just adding to the legacy.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Yeah, shout out to the chat. Shout out to you guys for holding it down last show. I've been very busy and tends to be this way every year. It just kind of sneaks up on you. But thank you for being here. Thank you to all the viewers, however you might be listening, whether that is live on the replay or on your favorite podcasting apps. We are here for you guys, and we will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Jumbo.
Thank you.